She threw the wine in my face like it was some ancient rite of passage. "That's to disinfect a poor man," her mother sneered, eyes glittering with disdain as the red liquid slid slowly down my cheek. "Her monthly expenses are $140,000, she added with a smirk. "Can you afford her? Or should we start the countdown to your humiliation?" My wife laughed. That was the moment something in me, something important, just went still. I didn't shout. I didn't storm out. I simply smiled. Calm. Precise. Like the edge of a scalpel before the first incision. "I'm canceling all business with your company," I said, not looking at either of them. And that's when the rot began to set in. Quiet, invisible, fatal. I met Ava at a tech summit in Singapore. She walked into the room like she owned the walls, the air, and every breath in between. Magnetic, sharp, dangerous in the way a perfectly engineered weapon is dangerous. We talked for hours. Code, AI ethics, data architecture, whiskey, Kafka. She told me I made her feel safe, that she loved the way I thought. I believed her. I shouldn't have. My company was built from nothing. No investors. No handouts. Just obsession, precision, and an almost pathological refusal to fail. By the time Ava came into my life, I had government contracts, offshore vaults, and a cybersecurity network so tight it could have choked a ghost. But I let her into my bed, into my mind, into the very blueprint of my empire. The signs started small. Her father's firm, Orion Tech, began winning contracts they had no right to even bid on. Code suspiciously similar to mine began to surface in their new software. Snippets, fragments, entire modules. When I confronted Ava, she laughed, kissed me softly, and whispered, "You're too brilliant to be threatened." That night, while she slept beside me, I mirrored her phone. 3 weeks later, I found a voice memo. Her voice, steady and clear. "He trusts me. He gave me root access. We can break his system into modules and integrate it into Orion's core infrastructure." Then silence, followed by a man's voice, her father. "Once the merger's signed, cut him out, drain him. Let the poor boy watch his empire fall." I didn't confront her. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I went for a walk. Just me, the night, and the version of myself I used to be. The one who slept in a rusted sedan, who got laughed out of pitch meetings, who didn't yet know what betrayal tasted like. That version died that night, and I began digging graves. Step 1. The cut. I terminated every contract with Orion Tech. No warning. No conversation. Just a press release that read, "Due to confirmed ethical violations, all business with Orion Tech is permanently discontinued." Their stock plummeted 14% overnight. That was the appetizer. Step 2, the Ghost Protocol. Years ago, I built a shadow company just in case. Through it, I started acquiring Orion's secondary vendors, silently crippling their supply chain. Suddenly, nothing worked. Delays, software glitches, minor product recalls, death by 1,000 tiny cuts. Then, I released a new product, faster, leaner, eerily familiar to Orion's own flagship line. Of course it was. It was my code. Step 3, the invitation. I told them I was open to negotiations, that I'd reconsider. I invited them to my penthouse. Ava showed up dressed for seduction. Her father came armed with legal drafts. They thought I was crawling back. I poured the wine myself. Ava smirked. "Finally learned to pour something better than cheap whiskey." I smiled back. "You finally learned to copy something better than love." Her face didn't flinch. She was too well trained for that. But her father coughed violently. Twice. "Something wrong with the wine?" I asked lightly. "It's not poisoned. I'm not that dramatic. Just infused with capsicum. A little reminder that fire doesn't always come from fury." Then I set the paperwork in front of them. Signed everything. IP, patents, assets. Or this. I slid a flash drive across the table. Goes to the SEC, the DOJ, and every major news outlet, including your daughter's full voice memo. Ava grabbed the drive. I let her. It was blank. The real files were already locked in 2 safety deposit boxes across 2 countries. They signed. They had no choice. My legal team filed ownership transfer papers before their car even pulled away from the curb. Ava paused at the door. Was any of it real? She asked. I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I once imagined growing old with. Now, just a clever shell stretched around ambition. No, I said, but I made it count. 3 months later, Orion Tech was liquidated. Her father tried to pivot, but it was too late. The scandal gutted their brand. Government contracts vanished. Investors sued. Ava tried to launch her own fund. No one called back. She emailed me once. I miss us. I replied with a single image, the wine glass cracked, stained red, and left behind on cold marble. She never wrote again. I don't miss her. I miss the man I was before her. But that man wouldn't have survived this. Now, I move through their world like a ghost, silent, precise, untouchable. No anger, no heat, just memory, just resolve. Some people try to destroy you with love. I return the favor with silence. And a signature, because revenge isn't loud. It's legal.